Hey, everybody, welcome back to Collector's Corner with Jimmy Starr. Today's episode, we're going to talk about Funko Pops, the rise of the Funko Pop, how the little vinyl figure took over the world. So, welcome and let's get right into it. So, today we're talking about a collectible that completely changed the hobby. Love them or hate them, there's no denying the impact of Funko Pops. They become one of the biggest collectibles on the planet, with thousands of characters spanning movies, music, television, sports, comics, anime, and even real life celebrities. What started as a small collectible company turned into a global phenomenon. So, how did Funko Pops take over the world? Let's find out. Before the pop, long before the famous big headed vinyl figures, Funko was a tiny company making nostalgic collectibles. Their products appealed to a niche audience of collectors who loved retro pop culture. Then everything changed. The company realized there was a massive opportunity. What if collectors could own affordable versions of their favorite characters from every franchise imaginable? That idea would become the pop vinyl line, and the collecting world would never be the same. The formula for success. Funko found a simple but brilliant formula. Every figure shared a recognizable style: oversized head, large black eyes, simplified design, affordable price point. At first, some collectors weren't sure. Many thought they looked strange, but something happened. The more people saw them, the more they wanted them, which, by the way, I have an extensive Funko Pop collection and an extensive autographed Funko Pop collection. So we'll talk more about that in a bit. But soon collectors were buying pops from movies, television, music, sports, video games, comics, and animation. For the first time, nearly every fandom had something to collect. Then the hunt begins. The real explosion came when Funko introduced exclusives. Suddenly, collectors weren't just buying figures, they were hunting them. Exclusive releases appeared at comic conventions, retail stores, special events, limited online drops. Collectors lined up for hours. Websites crashed, figures sold out in minutes. Sound familiar? Funko had created a modern treasure hunt. Chase variants. Now let's talk about the word every Funko collector loves: chase. A chase is a rare version of a standard figure. Maybe the character glows, maybe they're wearing a different outfit, maybe there's a special pose or accessory. The mystery is part of the fun. You order a figure and hope that magical chase sticker appears. For many collectors, finding a chase in the wild feels like winning the lottery. The most valuable pops, most Funko Pops are affordable, but some have become incredibly valuable. The biggest prices usually belong to extremely limited convention exclusives, early production runs, celebrity exclusives, and grails from the early years. Collectors have paid thousands of dollars for rare pops, and some of those figures originally sold for less than $20. Not a bad return on investment. To open or not to open? This may be the biggest debate in Funko community. Do you keep pops in the box or take them out? Personally, me, I keep them in the box. In-box collectors argue better protection, better resale value, better display consistency. But out-of-the-box collectors argue better visibility, more fun, easier display options. There's no right answer. Your collection should make you happy, not somebody else. Are Funko Pops a good investment? This question comes up constantly. The honest answer: sometimes. Certain rare pops have skyrocketed in value, others remain close to retail price. The reality is that most successful collectors buy what they genuinely enjoy. If it becomes valuable later, that's a bonus. Buying collectibles solely for a profit can be risky. Buying something you love is usually a safer bet. Celebrity pops. One of the coolest things Funko ever did was expand into real people. Now collectors can own pops of musicians, athletes, actors, television personalities, historical figures. Suddenly, collecting became even more personal. Fans could display their favorite entertainers right next to their favorite fictional characters. So here's what our collector question of the day. How many Funko Pops do you own, and what is your crown jewel of your collection? I have probably about 300 of them, and one of my favorite ones is my autographed Richard Gere from Pretty Woman. I have a few cool Freddy Funko ones that are cool, and I don't know. I have a lot of cool ones actually. I can't say which one is the one, but I think that uh, there are people who collect Funko Pops that have rooms just filled dedicated to them. So it's very, very cool. Thousands of different pop figures have been produced. Some collectors own more than 10,000 pops, so I can't even imagine that. Convention exclusives often become instant collector favorites. Certain early pops are now considered grails. I have a Batman one that's considered a grail. It was one of the first Batman ones that ever came out. And Funko has produced figures from hundreds of licenses across virtually every corner of pop culture. Funko Pops succeeded because they did something few collectibles have ever done. They brought every fandom together. Whether you're into superheroes, horror movies, rock bands, wrestlers, anime, television, sitcoms, or classic films, there's probably a pop waiting for you, and that's the magic of collecting. It's not about the price tag, it's about finding something that connects you to the things you love. Um, before we end this episode, I just want to say I'm pretty well versed in the whole Funko Pop. I've written a couple of books. This first one that I wrote was called "Pop Goes the Collector: The Funko Enthusiast Guide to Collecting, Displaying, and Enjoying the Craze." It's available on Barnes and Noble. You guys can get it, or you can get it at jimmystarauthor.com. And then I did another one called "Rare Pops: A Collector's Guide to the Rarest Funko Grails in the Game." This one's also available on Barnes & Noble or jimmystarauthor.com, and I can autograph a copy for you. I'm a big Funko Pop lover. I think it's just totally fun, and it's affordable, and everybody should have some. So, thanks for joining me on Collector's Corner with Jimmy Star, and next time we're going to dive into the topic of celebrity collectors, the stars who love toys, comic memorabilia, and pop culture just like we do. Until then, keep collecting, keep hunting, and remember, sometimes the rarest collectible isn't the most valuable one. It's the one that brings back the best memories. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.